I
But
think you know, interesting comment. I do think most people have heard a motivational speaker, a professional speaker, at some point in their career. There's a meeting, somebody, brought somebody in or whatever, right? And so most people have seen that once or twice, etc. But the question of, what separates and why is it a good experience and everything, I could point to a bunch of different things. First of all, you got to be very good on the stage. You have to actually know how to communicate in a way that's almost hypnotizing, right? And it's not about the speaking, it's about the um, the learning. It's about the embracing of the ideas, the motivation to do something with them, the feeling that this is something that's possible, whereas before even the idea might not have, and the ideas might not have even been something you've thought about. The minds are suddenly more open. And there's a skill to doing that, but it's not about the speaker. It's really about the impact that the speaker has on the audience, right? And so that's a fundamental thing. But I think there's a number of other things. You're right. There's not many of us in the Speaker Hall of Fame, right? And I'm very happy to be there. It's nice recognition, but there's some very practical things that make a big difference to that experience. For me, one of the most satisfying things, yeah, of course, on the stage and learning about the company, the industry, and everything is part of the deal. But what's actually amazing to me is the conversations that I have before and after the time I'm actually on a stage. Right beforehand, I love to learn about what people are up to, what their issues are, what the big wins are, why they're at the conference, what they're hoping to get out of it, and everything like that. And that's very exciting to me. And then afterwards, people always have questions to ask, which I can't do from the stage because it's a very strict schedule. So I know that some speakers will fly in, they'll speak, and then they'll fly out. Okay, and you're away from home, you're away from your business, you want to get back to it and everything, and there's a big sort of desire to minimize all that travel time away and everything. So some people will do that. Okay. The best ones don't. The best ones will say, yeah, I'll stay the day. Yeah, I'll come in the night before and I'll go for dinner with the senior executives. Yeah, absolutely. So during the day, okay, after the speech, oh my God, it's just an amazing thing to have the conversations with people, right? Answer their questions with like one-on-one or in small groups or whatever. So that's an example. The idea of the idea of saying, maybe there's some stuff that I can do on top of it. Maybe beforehand I can send a couple articles, or maybe I could do a movie trailer video to give people some ideas as to what I'll be talking about and maybe why they should attend the event. Maybe it's afterwards, um, providing a reference sheet so that some of the key concepts they've got so they could spread those terms and ideas to some of their colleagues back at the office. Maybe it's some of the online um, resources that we have, like at the Braintrust Professional Institute, where you and I hang our hat. We've got a whole bunch of self-paced courses. Maybe we could open some of those up to some of the attendees, right? Maybe there's something we can do to help the meeting organizers build sponsorship. Maybe there's some ideas we have, and we do have them, about making using us with a sponsor to maybe get a sponsor to upgrade to that next level or to make a better sponsor experience. Maybe I can spend some time with people who are um, not professional speakers, industry speakers, just to give them some pointers before they get on stage. There's so much stuff that goes into saying this has been a great experience with the speaker, that it's not just one thing. It's knowing that these things make a difference. After having done thousands of presentations, you get a sense as to what makes a difference to the audience, to the meeting organizers, to the leadership of the organization, and also to make it easy for you too. Here's an example. I was speaking in Midwest, and the hotel was in one place, and the conference center was somewhere else, and I was the opening keynote. Huge screen. It was like 60 feet right behind me, and little old me's on the stage because I'm tiny compared to this huge screen. And the technology to run it was something that I hadn't actually seen before. So the night before, Okay, I went over. In fact, as soon as I flew in, I went over to the venue and I spoke to the AV people and introduced myself. And here, for example, is here's my presentation. They wanted to load it up because of the new technology, and what a surprise! Which wasn't a surprise to me. One, the fonts didn't come through. Not a problem. Here we go. Here's the thumb drive with Windows-based fonts. I use a Mac. So let's just see about loading that up. What a surprise. It now works and everything. And I said to them, do you want to do a bit of a run through? So we put the thing on up on the screen. What a surprise. The colors weren't right. Like they were vastly different. So he said, "Oh, we can change that." He made some changes to this big display, and it was just fine. Then I said to them, when do you want to do the sound check? So he says, do you think you can come at like 6:30 a.m. or 7 a.m.? I said, that'd be perfect. We could do it before anyone's in the hall. Okay. And just to make it easy to work with, right? Easy to work with. I didn't have to, did I have to come in the night before? Of course, just in case. Did I have to go to the venue to work with the AV people? Client never saw any of that stuff. Okay, 6:30 a.m. I never saw that. They just saw that things were magically working beautifully on the stage, right? So these are the kinds of things that certainly if you're talking to a prospective speaker, you don't want to say, "Do you do this?" Because they'll say, "Oh yeah, yeah, of course I do it." You could say, you know, um, you can ask questions that speak to, what they enjoy about the conference. If they don't say, I'd love to speak to all the attendees afterwards, yes, of course I'm going to stay the day. I'm there anyway. But I think that we miss an opportunity. You're paying an awful lot for a professional speaker. Why don't you get the most value from them, especially because they've already done the work before they're actually on site?